count it? All right, you got it, Tim? You got
I'll
it?
put that on the
Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Somebody
Brett.
count
Again, I
down.
told him I'd take care of everything. I let him down. In 3, 2, 1.
Tootsie Rolls, the first penny-wrapped candy in America, and judging by the current economy, the only one we'll be able to afford to give. Happy Halloween. Welcome to Tru Tulsa. I'm Brett.
Welcome to Tru Tulsa. I'm Tim, and today I saw a Ron Paul sticker on a Cadillac. Yeah, that's an opening for you right there. It seems like the 7 days between the shows are going by quicker and quicker.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to find the material to throw in there, and yet get out there and do stuff. And I've been doing the Halloween stuff. You've been doing the Halloween stuff?
I'll tell you about that.
Now I checked out. I went on and checked out the Psychopath out there. Interesting experience.
And he is going to give a very, very exhaustive, lengthy description about the Psychopath. Now I had seen
it was
that.
Psycho. It was a path.
Yeah, I do not know. Well, no. I mean, here's the thing. Okay, no matter what you do in Tulsa, you're always reminded that you're in Oklahoma, unless you go to the medieval castle in Muskogee. That place is great. But, there was Scream Country a few years ago. So point is that, beating this thought that there's nothing fun going on in Tulsa, we're going to talk about haunted attractions, and I'm going to talk about the boo-ha-ha.
Yeah, I think Tulsans love their scare.
They do. They do. We want to talk about the psychology of fear. What makes something scary? What makes something not scary? What are some scary movies and interesting haunted Halloween ideas and
haunted Halloween ideas?
Yes, that you try to implement. Maybe they go over so well. I don't know. In other words, like, what's a Halloween you remember?
What's a Halloween can't talk about those. No,
what year was that? What year was that memory?
That was 2 nights ago. No, I'm just kidding.
All right,
we got.
All right, so take us along how you ended up at the Psychopath on Friday night.
Okay.
Because the
now
whole
here's
thing,
the thing.
Now Hex House, and then a big rain shower comes in Thursday night. People call, and they're supposed to be open.
Yeah, the recording says they're going to be open, right?
The recording says they're going to be open.
And in true Brett fashion, we all have some drinks. We're all feeling pretty good, and we drive all the way out there with tickets in tow, ready for the action that the voice recording says will be there. And little did we know, the lights are off. We passed the place twice. We finally found the place. We pull up. And then we've got some random zombies running up to us to get this, complain about their cellular coverage out there, as opposed to helping. We're like, well, hold on. Your recording said you're going to be open. It was like $20 a ticket.
And they had people in costume out in front.
Yeah.
And then they were saying, well, we're not open.
Well, yeah, tough, sorry. They were like, well, you can have $5 back, and we'll give you some free tickets for tomorrow.
How much were the tickets?
$20 a pop.
What?
$20 a pop, right? And what? I'm like, for $20, you think you could update a message, especially since it's like in Sperry, right? And we're driving from...
Wait, the Hex House is in Sperry?
No, the Hex House is at the... No, this is at the Psychopath, right?
Wait, the Psychopath... They were closed.
Now, the Hex House is inside the Incredible Pizza, right? Okay, so that's going to be family fun, and I didn't want that. I wanted to be scared. I wanted to be scared by people, professional actors paid to frighten the heck out of me.
In Sperry?
Yes. And now here's the thing. I was almost worried more about possibilities of people stabbing and killing me who might be living anywhere around the Psychopath and the actual actors in it. But because it seemed like such an... There's like no lights. There's tons of past. I'm like, geez, I've seen this movie. They have a breakdown, and then the couple that went off into the woods to sleep with each other, they die first. Right?
Well, you survived, so that means that it was really chilly out.
It was...
Otherwise, you could have made the snuggle factor work for you.
Absolutely. We're just...
But
you know what?
Now you did
We could die...
True
get
story.
close
True
and
story.
live.
True story. I was shot at in
What?
Sperry.
Really?
Yeah. During hunting season, there's the bike trail.
So in other words, my fears were not in vain. That possibly is a you get shot at type place.
it's one of those sundown towns, if you know what I mean.
Man.
Yeah. All right. So now, how long
Okay,
was
so
the
okay,
wait though? 'Cause
okay. Now, so
Sperry-
Friday night, we
Well,
go. Everybody
Sperry's
spent
on the-
$20.
Sperry's on the other side of the county, so going to Sperry is like hitching up the wagon and going to Smithville or whatever. I mean, it's like on the other side of the county. It's way out there. Okay, so there you go.
Yeah. Spotty cell coverage. People waiting to kill you if you break down and go have sex in the woods. That kind of a place. 20, 30 minutes away from anywhere else I would normally be. But so
right
we
there
go.
in the
We
middle
all
of
go.
it.
Oh, goody! We've all spent $20 a piece. Let's go make the best of this thing, along with everybody else who probably got rained out. And so we're waiting in this line in freezing sub-zero, blowing cold air temperatures. And for whatever reason, I've decided I don't need a coat, and so I haven't worn one. And I'm thinking, oh, it's not going to be that bad. Well, an hour and a half into my sobering upness, I'm freezing to death. But anyway, so we can finally get up there.
But
right?
but he was fine driving. I mean, he's just
Oh,
talking
I was
about
riding. I wasn't
going
driving.
from like there we go. Thank
No.
you.
I was
Okay,
I
sorry.
was wicked loaded and was not driving.
Nice. Not riding.
I was.
All right, so 2 hours of the
You
cold.
are there?
Was it worth $20? Let's get down to skinny. Was it worth $20?
Okay, now here's the thing.
How much does it work?
There's paid actors,
eBay
right?
time, okay.
So you walk down this path, the haunted schoolyard, right? Where all the little children won't do anything to you because there's nothing there but just weird, creepy stuff and fences that rattle and things. So we walk up, and then they've got this little, like a go-kart with like 12 seats in it. And so you get in the little go-kart and you ride down the eerie path.
Wait, 12 seats or like 12 seats?
That was 8 seats.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
8
All right.
seats.
All right.
2, right?
Okay.
And so the whole time, these guys are randomly
And
jumping out of the woods. and-
motorized then?
Yeah, it's motorized.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
And so there's a guy driving it in the back, all the way in
Okay.
the back, and he's just
All
driving it, and he's just, here's your stop, sir, that type of thing.
How many people were there?
Well, now I was in line for like 2 hours when they're going 8 at a time,
Okay.
right?
2
So
hours,
a
8 at
ton of
time.
people. I went back to get like 12 different things of hot chocolate, and the ladies that were with us, I was
Yeah.
worried they were gonna freeze to death,
Yeah.
so I went and got them more hot chocolate. I think that's the racket. I think they just keep you in line long enough so that they could just hustle you for the hot chocolate,
So hundreds of people then.
Yeah, I mean, because after every hour, as it gets colder, the hot chocolate then becomes like $70, and they're like, "Well, you want to freeze it? $70 is hot chocolate."
Thousands of gallons.
Right. and so we go through it. It's got the live things. I think the coolest thing for me was the fact that they had this thing that looked like a little shipyard. The little go-karts going across, and then this guy fully dressed up like Johnny Depp comes out and he's swinging a little thing, and I was like, that was unexpected. I don't know if Johnny Depp's really that scary. Maybe he has STDs. I don't know, because he wasn't a zombie or like a ghoul or a vampire or something. But
There was just a metaphysical fear of catching something from Johnny Depp.
From Johnny Depp
as Jack Sparrow.
and the ladies in the car, they didn't seem to care. They were telling him to get in. They said, "Get in there. You seem attractive." Believe it or not, it's true. It's a true story.
Was it the long silky hair, the smell of rum?
The smell of rum. The fact that he'd been freezing to death in the costume, maybe, I don't know.
What time did the torture end for you on Friday?
Okay, so Friday night, we finally get done with this thing. It took forever to get through it. Then we went through the other little house, which was some stupid little house. We walked through that in like 10 minutes. There wasn't a line for that one because that one kind of sucked. And then finally drive home. It's like 3 a.m, something like that. When I finally gotten home and everything.
But they didn't close at 3.
No, they didn't close at 3.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
Well, they might have stopped taking tickets, but they got us all through the ride. Then we had to drive all the way back in town and stuff like that. I finally got in, done, 3 o'clock. Yeah, so it's crazy.
Well, ask me what I did with my weekend.
What did you do on your Friday?
Oh, well, thanks for asking, Brett. Well, Friday night we went over, we played cards and had pizza with our friends. And then on Saturday, I took my baby to the Boo-Ha-Ha parade.
Now, how was that? Now, I've seen the Boo-Ha-Ha parades. How was your experience there?
Well, again, it is not in the heyday when I was participating. When I won the best float, we had probably about 100 entries. This year, maybe there were maybe 40. So it was a little bit sad, but the hope was there. The kids were lined up. handing out candy bars all up and down Brookside. It was nice. You know, there's still spirit there. It's not like it used
Tootsie Rolls
to
for
be.
everybody.
Yeah. I mean, you know, when the biggest entrant is really the Myers-Dern Harley folk.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? You know, see, that's, and then I always liked, they always had who are the people with the hats?
The Shriners.
The Shriners. That's
Yeah.
always fun. Little Shriner circus doing
They were
little
there.
loops, and then they get the hats.
They
and,
did not disappoint the kids. It is never,
yeah, 'cause
ever
the kids
old.
love that. I got a little half brother. You know, he's of the age of the Boo-Ha parade, or at least not anymore. But I mean, was. And, you know, he really enjoyed that kind of, he did the whole Boo-Ha parade thing. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was Jack Pumpkinhead of Lantern, and so I would lead the whole parade and did all kinds of crazy stuff, but I knew it was real, the magic down there on Brookside. I was walking down the street, Brett, and a little girl came out of the crowd. She came up, and she just gave me a big hug.
Aww.
Yeah, I mean, I had the big pumpkin head on and everything like that, and they remembered it. It was touching. So next year, I think Tru Tulsa might be in the Boo-Ha-Ha. But honestly, the reason why I stopped participating was because Vivian, because really I put that much effort into it. And it's like this, you know, there's so much to talk about. There's no end to the issues, right? There's no end.
No, we can talk about anything.
Forever and ever,
Yeah.
amen, right? Well, the same thing there. I mean, once you say, okay, I'm going to build a float for this parade, I have to go all the way with it. And
Definitely.
so next year maybe we'll do that.
For
It's
sure.
just finding the time.
I know.
It's
I mean,
finding the time.
I'm exhausted
Yeah.
from last night's excursion.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to talk. All right, no, we might want to talk about that. The last thing, so now I actually drink the Kool-Aid here, and there's a really nice church nearby where we live, and of course I don't go to church. I don't belong to a denomination or anything like that. A believer, right? All that. So
You're a spiritual person.
Yeah,
Yes.
Trouble
Excellent.
Melchizedek.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, so at this nice church, and so I took Vivian over there, and it was really, really awful. I was so disappointed.
Really?
Yeah.
I hate that when somebody invites you out to say like a church or something like that, and then it's just you go in there and
They
you're
were
like,
so nice. They were so nice. They did such a great job. The
but
kids.
you know, faith is one
were
of those
sitting
things
there-
that like you have to be.
Well, right.
You have to kind of feel like you're believing in what everybody else is there.
Well, those guys were all believing. The fact is, I went there expecting to be disappointed, and I wasn't. And I just feel awful about that.
Oh, you were wanting to be disappointed.
I wanted it to be some really crappy affair so I could say, well, here, that's why I don't join these people for services or whatever. And it wasn't like that, but I'm not going to go there anyway. Still not going to go there. They're great people. It was awesome. Oh, no, they had it all. And yeah. So you know, the simple life
So
things,
that's a good
Brett,
experience. That's a good
Brett,
experience.
The simple things in life are free, and that's the main thing to think about as you're going about your Halloween and holiday activities. The simplest thing. It didn't cost me anything.
Friendship free.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen.
Caring, fun, and happiness.
Yeah, we're going to go to some crazy images, and then we're going to come back, and we've got more news, more stuff about Halloween, and some special guests, and we'll see you in a minute. Welcome back to Tru Tulsa. We're broadcasting today from Palacios over off of 11th and Garnett. It's a really nice wedding reception area here.
Super swanky. Stage, chairs.
Wet bar, lots of seating, conveniently located.
We do have some live members in the audience tonight, and we appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Pretty soon.
And hopefully you get your money's worth free. No, I'm just kidding.
Here's
Thanks,
the thing.
guys. Thanks.
Look, at Palacios Community Hall, you can do more than just broadcast stupid webcast, okay? You can have weddings, you can
Absolutely.
have receptions.
Absolutely.
There's a stage, a wet bar. Did I mention the wet bar?
This is really,
Yeah.
seriously, this is really nice. I didn't know what to expect. You guys checked this thing out. You know, our head of production, he came out here, checked this place out. And I came out here, and I'm really pleased. This is really nice.
I like it.
And I'm very, very thankful that they've allowed us to come out and just destroy 30 minutes of your life watching this program.
Yeah, don't worry. You can do it live, hopefully. Right.
Absolutely.
We're going to go over some headlines now. Now, again, having the Sunday broadcast means that we can look back on the last week in some perspective. We can analyze something, wait for it to play out for a couple of days, and then talk about that meaning. And because a lot of times what I've noticed is that big things are happening on Fridays or maybe even on Thursdays.
Absolutely.
Big stories.
Big time.
Big stories. Big stories.
Huge.
So we're going to talk about some of these, but first, the biggest story, we looked at all of them from last week. The biggest story at all is that Tulsa really does smell like shit. Brett?
It does. If you were thinking to yourself, boy, Tulsa's a shitty city, I, of course, don't feel that way, but I'm saying if you had, of course, felt that way, Wednesday, according to one Jinx resident, smells like manure out here. That's what he said. Quote, apparently it may have come from some farms. It's still a mystery. One stinky mystery from Wednesday.
Yeah. And again, Fox 23 is the only one to report this. Thousands of people, but only Fox had the insight.
Wait a second. Are you trying to imply that Fox News has put poo everywhere in Tulsa merely so that they could get the scoop on everybody?
Yeah, that's good, Brett.
I'm not,
Yeah, so it doesn't smell that bad all the time. Something else was interesting. Now, as you know, of course, as like everybody does, there is a mass solar ejection.
Mass solar ejection?
Yeah, it's going to
That's what she said.
Yeah, it's going to splooge all over the upper atmosphere, and it's going to cause panic. Dogs will be sleeping with cats, and chickens will be driving cars.
Mass chaotic. And, of course, what possibly could you do while cats and dogs were sleeping with each other?
Well, if you're in central to northern Oklahoma, you would be able to go outside, look to the north, and you'll probably see what, Brett?
You'll probably see the Northern Lights make a rare appearance
Ding, 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 ding.
over Oklahoma, Oklahoma. Right? Absolutely. Very, very, very intense, very cool Northern Lights. Sky around 8:30 p.m. 4:10 to 15 minutes.
That's kind of early in the evening.
Yeah, that is a little early. Now there's all kinds of cool things because I saw this piece and I started looking it up. Because I was wondering what cultures thought about Northern Lights. And there's all these cool things like it was the gods banging their drums up there to let people know that the gods who created the earth are still there watching over them. That was kind of a peaceful thought.
Yeah.
So further news.
Yeah. Well, so keep an eye out for the Northern Lights. Okay. The next biggest story, of course, was the Tulsa City Council passes the new driving law. And basically what they did is...
what's the new driving law?
Oh, well, they can now... before Thursday, officers could only ticket you if you were already involved in a collision. Now, the problem was enforcement. But anyway, the point is the city council voted unanimously to allow the Tulsa Police Department to violate your Fourth Amendment rights and just to pull you over if they say that you've been texting and driving or that you were inattentive. So
No. Is there an age requirement on this?
No.
Because before, when they had passed the texting and driving thing, it was if you were 18 or younger, they could pull you over. Mm-hmm. So now, if you're texting and driving and 75 years old,
yeah. Well, if they say that you are,
probably very impressive. If you're texting and 75 at all and operating a motor vehicle, you sir are impressive. But doesn't matter.
Well, no. The thing is, again, more laws are not making us safe. More cops are not making us safe. More prisons, more fines are not making us safe. All we're doing is just inviting cops to pull people over for any reason at any time. Now,
because the truth
the goal is so that all you're doing is sitting there in your car like this, with your head straight ahead, like a freaking zombie.
The only time I drive like that is when I'm on a driving exam. And the guy's sitting right next to me, and you're like, oh, I do this every time. Look both ways before crossing the intersection. Blinker. There we go. 10 and 2. Perfect. No letting the hand. Right? No.
Well, now if you look down, or if you have one hand over here and you're doing anything, then
what are you doing with the other hand?
Well, look. That's my business, and that's the idea behind the Fourth Amendment.
If you want to do something mysterious
whatever
with
my
your
hand
other
is
hand,
doing, whatever my head's looking down
as long
at,
as your vehicle is staying within the required lines on either side of it, who cares what you're doing
well,
with your
no,
mysterious hand,
that's
right?
the thing. Well, that's the thing. If you go over the line, then you pull them over for crossing the line. You go over the center line, you pull them over. Now we're pulling you over. Why? Because you had one hand down, and you look down, and maybe your dash was too bright.
Now here's
and
the
they
thing
just want to get in your face so that they
here's
can
what I don't
give
like
you a
about the
ticket,
texting
so
and
they can
driving
hassle
thing,
you.
right?
All right?
Is that texting and driving, although extremely dangerous, in a recent survey that I saw, put texting and driving, car crashes, deaths, ahead of drunk driving deaths.
Urban legend.
Which I don't know if that's true or not, right? Okay.
Urban
but,
legend.
I mean, because I'm not involved
Go
in
on
every
it.
But
No
here's what I don't
freaking
like:
date on
when
that.
you're texting and driving, now
Yeah.
you're on top of the steering wheel,
Yeah.
right?
See, I like
if you're
that.
worried about the cops, you're going to be texting and driving down here, looking down. That takes your eyes completely off of the road, ergo making it actually more dangerous. And I'm curious as to see if the passing of this new law and the fear of getting pulled over for it actually causes more texting and driving related deaths.
And if it did, they'd be happy because all they want is for you to be a zombie drone.
Well,
And
they'll
here we
make
go.
more laws
And now
because
we're
it's
moving
become
on.
even a bigger problem.
Now, moving on to weird news. Now,
Weird
of course,
news.
we've
Yeah.
had a lot of construction here in Tulsa. And if you haven't been back lately, well, you don't miss it. But secondly, though, 44, right? Well, during the construction, a woman lost control and ended up in a tree alongside the interstate.
How
Well,
the heck do you do that?
I don't know. Well, everyone's curious.
Yeah, I know you guys can't see what I'm looking at here, but the car
It's up in the tree.
is vertical
Yeah.
in the tree.
Right.
So I mean, this guy's standing next to it, and it's straight up and down. How do you do that?
Well, motorist
Hopefully she
Mary
got-
Bradshaw was
Was she
curious.
texting and driving?
No. She swung by. No. Well, she might have been.
Could have been.
Because the highway patrol said that when she came upon the scene, she came to a skidding halt. And then after coming to a skidding halt, she jumped out and got within the accident scene and started taking pictures with her little cell phone camera or whatever. Apparently she does some photography in town, and she's got a Facebook page, and she's real proud of. Well, anyway, comes that old familiar story, obstruction of an investigation, and this poor woman, Mary Bradshaw, is arrested.
Yeah. Now, I mean, how far? I mean, seriously, she's just taking pictures.
Well, this is it. Now, of course, I don't know.
That's a little screwed up.
Well, again, Mary Bradshaw's done nothing except for apparently just kind of hang out too long. Maybe they told her to go away, but again, this is the whole police state coming down on you once again. Oklahoma has more incidents of reported police misconduct than any state in America. Tulsa is number 3 according to the National Police Misconduct.
So thank your officer for violating your rights, so they don't violate them further.
Well, you don't have any rights anymore. The Supreme Court in the state of Indiana said that cops can have a no-knock because you do not have a Fourth Amendment. That is, if they knock on your door and they say that they heard something on the other side, then they have the right to just come on in that door.
Whoa, not anything?
Yes.
No. We're not talking like if you hear a woman screaming, "Stop raping me" or something, right?
Right.
I could get that's probable cause to me. I would break the door down, save the woman from imminent. But we're saying anything. They're hearing a dog bark. They're like, "Oh, we bust the door down."
Again, whatever they say, the reason is for demanding entry. Okay. So again, the Fourth Amendment's
It's a little
shredded.
screwed up.
Well, it's
I don't
pretty
like
screwed.
that.
The same thing happened later on that week at 17th and Peoria. Now, in this instance, there have been all kinds of fires around town. It's been mainly north. A lot of suspicious fires. Well, here we go. 17th and Peoria. There's a blaze about 2 o'clock in the morning. The fire truck comes, and there are a couple trucks. And they're in the way, and so the guys come and they move the trucks. Well, somehow or another, it became confabulated to where,
This is a meth fire.
17th and Peoria? Wait, 17th and Peoria?
17th and Peoria.
That's a nice area. That's Cherry Street.
That's that high quality meth. It's the
It's that Breaking Bad meth. So these guys are talking to the fire department, and the fire department says they were telling them how to do their jobs, and so bang, just like that, they get arrested too. Somehow or another, in this city.
Wait. We're arresting firefighters fighting a blaze?
No. The dudes.
I was like, what?
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Well, I know that and people watching this, you probably have seen the footage from the guy who was in the ambulance. Remember this?
Yeah.
And then, the officer's like choking the guy over and over again. And honestly, it's not that I've got anything against police officers, right? That guy, in my opinion, was completely out of line. And I'm glad that somebody was filming that, because had somebody just said, well, this is what happened, they probably would have said,
It would have been swept under the rug.
Would have been swept under the rug, but the second that hit the news media, that guy got laid off. He got put under, they were like, oh, please go anywhere but onto the police force.
Yeah, that's why if you're a cop and you have your dash cam rolling and there's a particularly incriminating piece of video, you know what they do? Anyone know? They just erase it. Anything that would exonerate the so-called perp, to help them in this process of the supposed innocent until proven guilty. No. They'll just go and erase the video. It happened in Bar. It happened in San Francisco.
Well, how is that a thing? Like, you can just erase the video? I didn't think that
you go around. You just walk around to all the witnesses and you say, "Show me your camera," and then they just tell you to erase it. Now, what's going to happen very soon is they'll be able to just walk by at RIT and just erase all the shit you have on your camera. Now, they already have sniffer machines where if you are driving by, they can automatically get everything off of your phone.
Them.
I think it's the Greens.
You know who you are. What? Yeah.
I think it's the Greens. I don't think it's the Greens.
I heard in what was it, like big markets like L.A.
Yeah.
that cops are now using pencil cameras, right? Are now required to wear cameras so that it gets the interaction as if they were like video shopping people. They're required to get the interaction with the perpetrator.
Oh yeah, and every single time that video camera vindicates the so-called perpetrator and incriminates the cop, there's going to be a technical malfunction. There's going to be something that's going to happen.
The amount of water damage that's going to happen to these things is going to be insane.
Oh yeah, exactly. Water damage.
Oops! It got driven over by my squad car 737 times.
So now,
accidentally.
Do you ever comment on stories in the internet?
I make lots of comments, but not on the blog.
No, he doesn't. So I'll go and as the Tulsan parentheses DC, I will go to the Tulsa world, and I will cast my swine to the pearls there. Wait, pearls to the swine there.
Now we're good. We're good.
No, I'm furious.
I'm terrible.
I post that thing about the National Police Misconduct Report, and then some douchebag gets up there and he puts up something about, are you just making up these facts? And I say, well, no, it's right here. Go look it up. And then he just comes back with some stuff about, well, you can read those facts
You're
anyway.
poking holes in this guy's argument with facts?
Well,
and he's got a problem?
Well, again, when you say America and you spell it with a KKK, it's going to get people inflamed, and so if they don't know me already, then, well, there you go.
And you guys, after watching the show, should know that Tim loves to just get people riled up.
Yeah, well, we're going to come back.
But honestly, exaggeration?
Want to come back from break. Yes, we want to come back from break and talk about a couple of other high-crime incidents that occurred in the last 2 days of the week. You're not going to believe what happened Friday night at the Riverside Division in Tulsa. And when we come back, we're going to get to it.
Hi, welcome back to Tru Tulsa. Hope you enjoyed the break. It was a good experience, I bet.
Yeah, if I were watching this, I would really want to break, I think in about 30 seconds. So we're trying to keep the segments to about 5 minutes, and we're trying to keep them real focused. Okay, now here's the thing. Like I said, Sunday night, we're the breaking news. We're the only one broadcasting anything Sunday night. Everyone else is not. So here's what happens Friday night.
Drop on Monday.
Now, I've been saying a lot of very, very pointed things about the powers that be that run this shithole called Tulsa.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That Wednesday smelled just like it sounds.
It did, apparently. Again, I'm not making this up, right? So point is this. Now, I've been calling fire and brimstone down, okay, metaphysically, metaphorically. 8 o'clock, okay, during Riverside Division trick-or-treat time, some psycho pulls up with a car full of bombs. And he walks into the.
How did I miss this story? Okay, well, I was party a lot. What happened? Throw this out there.
So he says, I want to burn down the city. And they say, well, tell us more. And he says, well, come on out to my car. And he walks them out to the car. And he's got about 8 or 9 of these freaking little things rigged up with gasoline.
That's like how to catch an idiot.
Well,
really? I just wanted to pull up there and let them know that I'd severed this gentleman's head. Have you seen him before?
Yeah.
Here's his ID.
Yeah.
Right?
He wants to burn the city down. That's a terrorist threat. He actually has the containers in his car. He actually pulls up. And again, I have not internet searched this term yet, but I'm pretty sure the 28th was Friday. And I'm pretty sure that was the day that they were going to have the trick-or-treating. So the guy shows up just at the end of the trick-or-treating. Do you know what they charged him with?
What did they charge him with?
Nothing.
What?
They let him go.
What?
They let him go.
Well, you know what? It was lucky for
Nothing.
him that he wasn't texting and driving, because they would have just slapped him to him and thrown a book at him.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's it.
A
That
whole
was
book designed to text.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That was it. Yeah.
ridiculous.
Texting and driving will get you in more trouble in this town than driving up to the Riverside Division with a car full of bombs saying you want to burn the whole place down. That is how crazy this town is.
You know, speaking of, I mean, that's crazy. That's like horror movie crazy.
It's horror movie crazy.
It's horror movie crazy.
You can't make this stuff up. So because of that, we watch TV and we watch freaky shows. Things that kind
Freaky
of...
shows. No, what do you like? What do you like?
Okay, I'm kind of new to it, but I've been watching this Dexter thing.
How is it? See, I haven't seen Dexter.
Well,
Now I hear it's great.
it's complicated. His dad was a detective, and something creepy happened, and his mom was killed, and he saw it happen. He has not been right, so he's kind of like an avenging death angel. And he's got this whole shtick. I think the neatest thing about him, really, though, is that he has this inner dialogue. And so as he's looking at a scene, you know, everyone else be talking around him, but all you're hearing is his inner dialogue.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
so it's like you're just hearing the monologue playing the whole time as he's
Not the
discussing.
whole time, but just back and forth. Now this season's been really interesting because he's dealing with faith, and he's dealing with apocryphal end times, and
That sounds awesome. Where do you see the show? Where's
well,
the
it's on Showtime. Do you watch anything on Showtime?
I've got Showtime. I need to check that out. I think my favorite thing is that I love the movies on Showtime. I think my favorite horror movie is Event Horizon. That's the movie where the guys go through the black hole, right? And on the other side come out in the Event Horizon ship and are not heard from. They get messages back from these guys. It's in Latin. It's really,
Listen to him.
really scary.
Like he is saying something.
It's a frightening movie
Does it even matter
with
what he says?
all of the lights in the movie perfectly scary. It's
I like
real
that.
cerebral, very frightening
I do
movie.
not even know what he is saying.
It's
but it does not matter.
Yeah, extremely scary.
Because I will nod like a marionette.
And the thing is I love the use of Latin in that
Smile
movie.
like the Cheshire cat when he is
And-
closing in on a point.
And then the thing that I think is extremely cool about this
Smile
movie
hurts.
is that
But there is no point, remember. Just these whirlwinds of dust.
yes. I mean,
lost
and if you
in
haven't seen this movie yet,
fleeing
very
down
terrifying,
October streets,
very,
shrouded
very
curtains
great
of oblivion.
movie, and yes,
Still,
it's sure to
human
make you
voices
laugh.
wake us, and we drown.
Yeah, again, see, it was hard there because the oblivion was the Tim. Are you listening?
Tim, are you listening?
Well, you can't talk and hear out both sides of your ears at the same time. What the fuck is the matter with you?
I'm
First time
trying
through?
so hard not to laugh, is what it is. That's hilarious, man. Oh, yeah, I can't take that. Either way,
Okay, why don't you start? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shoo bop, 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 shoo bop. That's what we need to do.
Welcome back. I think we should have singing melodies.
Well,
why not? Well, of course, that not being the best indication of our singing ability.
Well,
no,
but here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If you make beautiful music together, then you have to make music. Now, if I learned anything on the last season of Apprentice, did you watch that?
I watched every episode of Apprentice.
Now, what I
Massive
noticed...
Celebrity Apprentice fan. Celebrity Apprentice.
Yeah, I don't like the regular guys. If I want to watch a regular person struggle...
I want to watch pure insanity. They managed to find everybody who's completely lost their mind and shove them in a group of people and make them do remedial things that aren't acting. Yes, it's great.
Well, if you want to work for Donald Trump, I think you have to be kind of that way.
Absolutely. You
Well, that's the thing,
You got to be able to
Little
start up
John,
a doggy store.
Hey, Little John. Who was that
Yeah.
awful Frank Rich? Was that his name?
Well,
The country dude?
he's the guy who won. He was the last Celebrity Apprentice.
That doesn't mean he was not awful.
It was John Rich.
John Rich. I don't even know.
And here's the crazy thing.
but-
John Rich and Little John were friends prior to the show and didn't tell anybody about it until they got to almost the final round.
Really?
Yeah, John
Gary?
Rich and Little John. The Johns were friends.
Gary Busey. They had it in for Gary Busey the whole time.
Now,
they
Gary
didn't sing.
Busey really threw stuff under the bus.
He did. I mean, here's the thing though. You have Meatloaf, you have Little John, and then you have that awful John Rich, and you did not hear them singing at all. And just like that, we come back from the break, and we were like, what are we going to talk about? And I was like, I don't know, but I know this much. I know that Brett has an ear for music, and so if I just break out into a hum, he could do it. So here, yeah, I do. I think so. Here we go. Now, all right. So now what we want to do is we want to come up with exciting local news theme.
Exciting local news things.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. We've got the news. Yeah, how about you?
I don't know.
We got the news. What are you gonna do?
But I mean, if you do a news thing, right, you've got to
Something like
have
that.
it's got to be intense enough
Right.
that it really grabs people. Right now, we're just kind of using whatever music.
The Beat
But I mean, what
Mafia.
if we just had? Yeah, I mean, what if we just had? If we had a professional DJ mix up some stuff for us, maybe if it had some scratches in there, some right?
You are a one-man sound machine, Brett.
Right, and then you can get some beats in there. Right?
We got the news for you. See? And then the poor black folk out there, they can't come up with anything cool. And when you got a 50-year-old white guy and you're going, yeah, I can rap, then it's over.
By the way, tune in next week while Tim raps.
Yeah. No. I'm not going to rap. You're the rapper. But Brett is a drummer,
Yes.
a
drummer.
vocalist.
Drummer. Vocalist. I love the drums. Play hand. I've got, 17 hand drums now or some insanity, some absurd number of hand drums, a full kit. And the best part is, I live in a condo.
Yeah.
So my neighbors love me.
Well, our older daughter, that was her instrument of choice. It's like if you give your kid, a choice of 20 musical instruments, okay? Mm-hmm. She comes up with the one that is probably the most annoying. We were in a 1,500 square foot home, and so her room was the size of a large bathroom. And she had the drums set up in there. Yeah,
Absolutely.
But she
That's
did
good
it.
fun though. I mean, and
She
of course
did the
my
drums.
neighbors all absolutely loved me growing up because I was a drummer when I was a kid, and they loved that when I was growing up. And I played with some rock stuff, and I loved playing the blues and
In the
jazz
garage?
and things. Well, we didn't do the garage. I did the like a bedroom, and we just did the bedroom thing.
Wow.
I took my bed out of my room, put the drum set in there and a couch, and put all the music equipment in there. We had big fans in there. Invite chicks over there to hang out, and we're sitting there jamming out.
That's dedication.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you were just sleeping on the ground next to your drums.
No, I was sleeping on the couch. So I gave me more space so that I could invite girls over to come hang out and listen to us play live for them. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Because when you're really young and you're starting out doing any kind of music, man, your best audience is probably your friends. And if they're intoxicated or something like that, then they really will tolerate a lot more music.
Yeah. Well, that explains that explains about pretty much anybody who's watching right now. Okay, you either really, really love us, or you're just hammered.
Absolutely.
You're just absolutely hammered.
Or perhaps you love us and you're getting hammered because of it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, look, what we want to do is take another break from our Halloween special, come in, and then we want to talk about just a few special things that we've been thinking about.
Absolutely.
There you go.
And yeah.
There, see? You don't need a topic. All you need is just a rhythm. What? Oh, okay, I got you. Okay. I got you. Okay. And 4, 3, 2. Welcome to Tru Tulsa. This is episode what episode is this? How many times have we done this?
I don't know.
It seems like dozens. It might have
4,
been
5,
maybe 6. I'm not
7.
counting.
7?
No, 6.
Who's counting?
I am.
Well, now if you ask somebody what their number is, and they tell you it, they're either lying by 3 or they're lying by 3. So you either add 3, multiply it by 3, or divide it by 3 to get the accurate number. Number of times somebody slept with somebody else. That's the number, right? If you ask somebody how many people have you slept with, and they tell you 1, right? Then
how many beers did you have last night? How many beers did you have last night?
Me? I had a lot of beer last night.
Holy shit! That means you had a lot of beer.
I had 7 beers. So again,
a lot, yeah. if we
7
take,
times, wait, that's, no, I'm just kidding.
Well, that's it, yeah. You're going to need a drink of beer if you are just a little bit east of or west of our location right now.
Yeah, I mean, literally, we're filming. We're filming in a new spot tonight.
Yeah, here we go.
And just down the street from us.
So what happens is this nice person, I assume they're nice. They might just be a wicked asshole. But they're walking along with their dog, and their dog comes back with a shoe, and that is not the most important part of the story.
What was in the shoe?
A foot.
What?
Yeah, a foot.
I figured you were going to tell me an entire family living in a shoe.
No, but there were 5 little toes, and so.
Man.
Yeah.
Now, what's the police officer saying about this? Do we know?
Well,
was the guy texting and driving?
No, it turns out it's a woman that has been missing since 2006.
How did they identify who it was? Like DNA?
The VIN on the car. The car has like a vehicle identification number.
Yeah.
So they just traced that, and they found out it's this woman that's been missing. And all the while she was sitting.
That's crazy.
Well,
that's like a real life horror story happening in Tulsa, right here.
Well, it is, and that means again. Well, maybe it's a murder. I mean, it could be a suicide. Again, you drive your car.
Somebody hacked their foot off to kill themselves?
Well, no, but what'll happen though is that over time, again, she's been there for 6 years. So
wait, she's been dead in the car
for 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The story is not that complicated, but it is just gruesome, and it just points really out that that again, this is just a scary,
crazy,
scary time we live in. Not as scary as if you don't go out and vote. On Tuesday. If you don't go out and vote.
That's a shame. People need to cast their vote, and especially they need to learn a little bit about their candidates and make sure they're voting for people that support what benefits them.
And see, I don't think that is true. I think that is only true if that candidate has come and knocked on your door, or if one of their representatives have come and knocked on your door. Okay, now my whole premise here is that the local parties here are way out of touch with their people. So if you're generally Republican and you've never been contacted by the Republican precinct chairperson, when you go into the voting booth, vote the other party.
Yeah.
Same thing if you're Democrat. So that's my voting guide for the city council elections. Now, of course, the group of 100 black men came out this week, and they are opposing what we talked about last week was the at-large city councilors. And what this idea is to divide the city of Tulsa up in these 3 large groups, and then based on these precincts, you'll have these super councilors.
Now, see, I don't know why they don't, and I don't know why they divide all of the things into different counties and and precincts and everything else. Why don't they just take a mass vote of Tulsa, and then for the political elections, they just take a mass vote of everybody?
Yeah, well, this is representative democracy.
Well, sure, and they don't want to give it up.
Well, no, well, the thing is, this whole move towards super councilors and super congresses and all of that is a way of depriving you of your vote. So if you don't go out and vote this week, which is, of course, is going to be like November 1st.
And here's the reason why you need to vote, right? You need to make sure you're voting so that not only do you get the little sticker that says I voted, but
I like that
you
sticker.
get to, it's a big deal, but you get to tell your complaints about everything to everybody, because the thing that I can't stand is when people want to complain about the system and they haven't voted at all and to care about it.
Then shut the fuck up.
Yeah, right? Cast your vote, get out there, do it. Right now, if you voted for one way or the other and it didn't get it or you got it or whatever, cool.
City council.
But if you haven't even attempted and you want to complain, then shut up.
And again, and if you don't know who to vote for, then take my advice. I'm telling you, I've been studying this for years and years. I'm absolutely dead on right about this.
Tim for office.
Well, I call it my 666 plan. I call it my 666. I know.
He's gonna shoot to the top of the things merely with 3 numbers.
It's my 666
Look out, everybody.
plan. If we do this,
Who else
then
does that sound like?
we can take over.
Does anybody want pizza? Right?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where that guy went.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Boy,
I don't know where the time went either, but this is it. We're going to have to wrap this podcast up for Tru Tulsa. This is Timbo Slice. You can check out my blog at thetulsan.wordpress.com. You can go to trutulsa.com. Join the forum. Has anyone joined yet? I don't know.
Hundreds of people. We're getting it up. We're getting it up there. People are getting on there making some discussions. It's great. You're going to love it.
Yeah. And then, if you tweet, go ahead and check out our twat page there and our Facebook page. Wait.
Get your twit on. Absolutely.
Get your twit on.
It's been a pleasure joining you. I'll take it easy and have a happy Halloween.